hot off the press, Keri Hilson just did The Breakfast Club, and she, for a long time, Keri Hilson has been canceled. There's a whole YouTube video online right now called "Who is Keri Hilson?" If you've never seen it, please pause this video, go over and watch it. It's the shadiest video ever of a gay man with a fake head wrap on in a bathrobe in his apartment throwing shade at Keri, and it's so old. He has a stack of CDs. Go take a look at that and then come back here to put context. Anyway, I say that because Keri Hilson, as all of you know, phenomenal songwriter. She's a beautiful woman, straight out the A. She had a promising career as a songwriter and artist back in the day until she decided to do a remix to one of her songs that went viral because she attacked the Queen Bee. And this was when Beyoncé was, in the rise of her fame. This is not Beyoncé today, who was like, next to Michael Jackson. But nonetheless, she was the hottest thing in the world. Keri Hilson took a dig at her on this remix. And for years, she's been canceled by the industry, by fans, the Beehive, and so forth. And Beyonce's never spoken about it because when Beyonce knows that you're being killed by her fans, she lets you die a slow death. Beyonce is just as shady as everybody else, including me, because she could step in at any moment and say, please, Beehive, stop killing this girl. But they didn't. They killed her career. And we don't really know where she's been. She was also dating my friend Serge Ibaka, and then that didn't work out. So her love life kind of fell apart. Nonetheless, she's kept her head up. And recently she put her head right there front and center at the Breakfast Club. Had a lot to say about it. If you didn't see it, take a look.
I think that's the one problem with being an artist is that nobody believes that y'all are real people. And so when you are going through real things, nobody will take that into consideration. It's more entertaining for them to be like, the Beehive ran her out of town.
Right. That's way more entertaining.
Yeah.
Now today, at this point, are you looking, like when you look back at that, and people will bring it up, so I'm sure you're kind of preparing yourself for that. Mm-hmm. How do you, not even explain it, but like, how do you look back on that? What are your comments on it now, so far removed from it?
It's a regret. It's a regret, but not in the way that people would think, because that's a song that I actually didn't write. Those are not my words. I was on tour. Polo wanted me to do a remix to Turning Me On. Mm-hmm. He had produced the record, and I wasn't, because I was on tour with Lil Wayne, I wasn't able to like lay anything down. He had been on me for a couple of weeks about we need to do a remix. Okay, so I take off. It wasn't happening quick enough for him. I take off, we fly in, and he had another writer in our camp at the time. He had her write this, so he played it for me like, this is the remix, because I'm thinking I'm coming in to go write a remix to Turning Me On. Like, The whole time I had been writing concepts, but I come into the studio and he plays me this verse, and I'm like, automatically, I'm like, I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. That was my position. So I tried to fight him on it, and I began writing my own. That's what I did with my time there. But I want to be careful with the word I use. Mm-hmm. It was quite forceful. You know what I mean? In
an executive artist way?
Yeah, in an executive artist way only. Mm-hmm. Involving others and kind of threatening my career in a sense, in a real sense. Like, you're not coming, because my album wasn't out yet. So it was like, you're not coming out if you don't do this. And the mistake that I made was not continuing to fight. But I was in tears. I was crying. I was adamant that I did not want to do that.
And for people that don't know, you were signed to Polo.
I was signed to Polo and Timbaland.
Correct.
Yep, in a joint venture at Interscope Records.
Yep.
And I was young. I was super young. I felt I had no power. I felt I had no choice. But I did record my version, which had nothing like that in it. It was on subject. The song is about men. And it leaked like days after I did it. But he promised me that wouldn't happen, so it leaked. And that was that. And I protected him. I protected the girl that wrote it, who went on to become famous. I protected everyone in the story, so I had to eat that. And I am still eating it to this day. But that is definitely a regret of not fighting even stronger. But again, when your career is on the line and they make it that be the way that you perceive the situation, not perceive, but it was pretty clear. But when you're that young, you're just kind of like, fuck.
Maybe they know better than me.
Right,
I have
like
to, yeah.
yeah.
What did Timbaland say?
I think he just went because they were partners. I think he just went along, but I don't remember that we involved him or that he was involved at all because he hadn't produced that record. But I wonder now. I would love to ask him, like, what did you think about that? What I do know is he went on to work with B and J,
So did Polo.
and tour with him, and so did Polo. And I would say, Keri the human was looking at Keri Hilson the artist like, you deserve that shit. You should have fought harder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I understood it. I got it.
Give yourself grace, though.
Absolutely.
Well, it's tough to do because I that's something that I held on to. Not again.
Girl, every time we together. It's
Yeah,
okay. I got
please.
you, sis.
But
Miss Lauren, her wig smells like onions.
First of all,
thank you for making me
whatever
laugh.
makes you laugh.
Thank
Yes,
you,
go
thank
ahead.
you.
Mhm.
That was I
Can't
felt
say it
that.
wasn't true though, but
Y'all are crazy. But that is what if. Oh, give myself grace. Yeah. I do now. I do. I have forgiven myself. But that's what it goes back to the shame that I felt for so long. So I just felt like that was such an ungraceful mistake to make, or to be forced to do, and to not stand up for myself. That was the shame that I wore. Was like, I should have fought harder. Should have fought harder. I should have fought harder. I should never have done it. I should never have recorded that. I should have outed them well before now. I should have, you know what I mean? And I still am protecting the writer because I feel like she might have been doing what she was told to do. I hope that.
I mean, she's owning that she did the song, but she's now saying that a songwriter wrote it, that songwriter was brought in by Polo the Don, and that she was a new artist who felt compelled to do it because her career was threatened, and she did it. And I ain't gonna lie, I actually felt sorry for her. I felt sorry for Keri Hilson. Keri, I have been one of those people as a Beehive person for years that has talked crap about you and has hated on your name, your good name. Well, as good as it is. And, I kind of feel bad because you were a young artist, a young girl, put in a situation to do something. You were in tears as you report. You said what was written for you, and then you took the heat for it alone. And so I feel bad for you, but I'm also glad that you're telling your truth because it's something we probably should have heard a long time ago. But, there is this code of silence in the industry where people just sit by and allow themselves to fall victim to the industry because they don't want to ruffle any feathers. But you ruffled the Beehive's feathers, and as a result, you took a hit. Do you think it's too good, too late, or is it good that she's talking out?
No, I think it's good she's talking out. And when we talked about this in the past, and I've always been a person who kind of was on the Keri Hilson side because artists make diss tracks all the time. And I felt like her career just was upended and killed because of that song, which to me was a little bit unfair. I don't think that should have happened in that way, but I do think she should have talked about it sooner. But again, people were scared to say anything because she would have been killed even further with her career had she spoken up. But I think now in the era of like podcasts, everyone has a podcast. Not everyone, but everyone. Even people who don't need one, but everybody has a podcast now. So you're constantly in a space where you're having the ability to like tell your story. So I think people are a little bit more confident in that, in doing so. So I think it's not too little too late. I think she can still write. She can probably still sing. Who knows where it's going to go?
I feel like, yeah, because didn't Money Long also talked about like how she kind of got like blackballed in a way and dealt with a lot of unfair stuff. So I hope it like opens the floodgates for her.
What did Money Long put up with?
Like she was supposed to do a song and then they basically just used her for that song with Pitbull and Kesha?
Never heard it.
There's a song with Pitbull and Kesha, and she basically came in and was like, yeah, we need you to sing it because Kesha, like, doesn't have enough soul in her voice. So then Money Long did it, but they never gave her credit. They never put her on the song, but they like used her vocals and said it was Kesha's. There's like a whole thing. So I feel like now these like all like stories you hear about the industry, and I love the tea of like now it's coming out. I want to know why it's coming out now. Like, what is it safe?
I
now
mean,
to talk?
it's like a person who's getting abused every day at home by their man, and finally they're speaking out because they're tired of being abused. I mean, she probably went through hell. I did go on the Breakfast Club comments and I tagged Beyonce and said, you need to do a song with her. Beyonce probably didn't see it,
No, she saw
but
it.
huh?
She saw it.
I don't care if she did or didn't. Beyonce, you need to do a song with that girl. I want to see, not do a song with her as an artist because she's not big enough to do a song with Beyonce. But I do think she should let her write a song for her.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be like "Forgive These Hoes," or something like that. Beyonce, you could be creative because you are Beyonce. There is no other B like you. I love Beyonce. You know what though? Even though Lee says Beyonce would be friends with me, she would never be friends with me because she could, even though I know she probably eats up my show, she would never allow there to be a space where she and I could sit down and kiki because the first thing I'm going to say is, girl, why are you putting this on the wigs,
That's the first thing you're going to tell her?
No, not the first thing,
Oh.
probably the second.
No, I really do think if y'all sat down, y'all would be cool.
Oh, I love her.
I remember we've had this conversation about many people who are now sitting down and y'all friends.
That's true. And then there's also people who are my friends in private, but they're not my friends in public, and those are no longer my friends. So let's just move right along. I also want to give a shout out to my wifey, Riri, who recently DM'd Kai Sanat from her Instagram, one of our videos at Hollywood Unlocked, and then Kai went and broadcasted it all over, and he fanned out. And Kai, I understand. If you missed that moment, take a look.
Kai, I love this. This is when I give the money. This is when I pay for the kids' meal.
I thought that was sweet. I thought that was cute. Thank you. And see, this is what I love about Rihanna. And this is, y'all, I know there's videos of people saying, what does Jason have on Rihanna? How is he blackmailing her?
That's
Why
so
is she alive?
crazy.
She better be careful. Like, we see it and we laugh, right? And we see it and we judge, all of you. But the thing that's interesting is that she supports in public, she supports in private, and she supports when it don't even matter. Like, she didn't have to send that video. So we like people like that. And listen, black folks, we ain't never gonna win until we start supporting like that. This year at the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards, I ain't gonna lie, I do have a list of people though that I'm not letting in. You can buy tickets if you want to come, but you will not get comped because there are some of you who just simply do not support black investing in other black. You just want to coexist, and those I can't support. But all of my folks, Spiritual Word, Baller Alert, Neighborhood Talk, those of you, my friend Justin from E! News. I can go on and on. Christina from Billboard, Harvey at the Grammys. All of y'all are invited because y'all all have shown Hollywood Unlocked love. We've come a long way, so we'll make sure you're there. Anyway, go get you some Sacred, rub it through your wigs, and stop by and get a Fenty lip liner on the way home. All right.